I wanted to talk about a positive learning environment. What is the importance of a positive learning environment? What are the benefits of a positive mindset? How can you make your classroom more positive? Before I dive into those questions, I want to talk about the opposite. I want to talk about negativity and a negative mindset and the consequences that that can have. A negative mindset can lower self-confidence, lower self-esteem, reduce happiness, and also increase stress. Now, every one of those is something that you don't want in your classroom, so negativity would be great if we could avoid it. Also, negativity is very contagious. I'm sure we've all seen it before. There's some situation where someone is not having a good time, and their emotions, their facial expressions, their comments is just dragging the whole situation down. So it goes from one person to being negative to two people to eventually the whole just entire group of people has become more negative than what they were originally. So I think it would be good in a classroom to be able to cut out negativity entirely. So now I'll talk about the opposite of that, positive. Every week I volunteer at Special Olympics bowling, and I show up before anyone else gets there. And then eventually the buses and the transportation vehicles, they start showing up, and all these kids, adults, anyone with some sort of a disability comes running through these doors, and you can tell by the look on their face that they're so excited. They're ready to bowl and have a good time. So they run over and they get their shoes, they run over and they pick out their ball, and then they come to the lane. And what my job is to just kind of hang out with them, be a friend, help them with anything they need. So if they are in a wheelchair or something and they need the assistive ramp, I'll carry their ball to them and let them push it down the ramp. And honestly, it's one of the most inspirational and amazing things I've ever been a part of. So everyone there is so positive and just having a great time. You watch them bowl, and whether they knock over one pin or they get a strike, it doesn't matter. Everyone's cheering, clapping, high-fiving their friends, having a great time. And it's just really cool to watch everyone just be positive and help other people be positive and just cheer each other on and have a ton of encouragement. Another thing that happens is so if something happens on this side of the bowling alley and someone's really happy and they start clapping and cheering and all their friends are cheering them on, the whole bowling alley will go over and congratulate them on what they did or start clapping for them. And then the people that did something well will then come cheer on the other people. And it's just like an entire community of positive, great people. And so it's just a really cool environment. I guess I'll wrap this up by answering the questions that I asked earlier. So what's the importance of a positive learning environment? It creates a community of people that has a sense that they're not afraid to fail and they're not afraid to participate. You know, they're ready to try and be a part of that community. Also, scientifically, a positive learning environment releases endorphins and stimulates the frontal lobe. So I guess there's science to back up positivity as well. What are the effects of a positive mindset? It reduces stress. There can be better classroom performance, and there are also health benefits that I won't get into now. So how can you make your classroom more positive? Building rapport. I think forming relationships is one of the most important things in the classroom, and that is no different for a positive learning environment. So forming relationships with your students, getting to know them, them getting to know you, is one of the most important things. Being a positive role model. So if you're in front of your class and you are displaying the traits that you want your students to have, when you're up there, they will look up to you and they will see what you're doing and they will start to adopt those traits. So being a positive role model is also very important. Also having respect for your students. So if you respect them, they will respect you, and it goes back to that community. So it just helps create a great community in your classroom. So I hope you enjoyed my talk and there was a thing or two that you could take away from it.